Hello and welcome back to this section on odds on to succeed, states to watch in 2023. With me in the studio is Eric Frank, CEO from Odds on Compliance. How are you doing, Eric?
Hi, Katie. Nice to see you. Nice to be here. Thank you.
So it's your first day at ICE. Has it been eventful so far?
So far, been very eventful. Meeting clients, meeting prospective clients, friends, colleagues, former colleagues. Yeah, I love this event. It's a great time to be here and see everybody, and it's great to be back.
So you've written for IGB that a third of Americans are now living in a state where sports betting is legal. How much further do you think regulation is likely to spread this year?
You know, it's funny, I think I wrote that just like a month or two ago, and we're no longer at a third. We're now at over 40%, close to 50% of US citizens living in a state where sports betting is legal or operating. So where do I think we go this year? There's some very big states outstanding, California, Texas, Florida, obviously being the big three. Do I see them all passing this year? Of course not, but I think certainly they're going to see some movement, and I definitely think I'll be back here hopefully next year saying we're well past 50% of the country in sports betting states.
Now, we've had a number of commenters state that most of the low-hanging fruit has been picked in the US, meaning the path to legal betting is not as smooth as it is in the states to regulate. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's difficult to call Massachusetts 7 million population or Ohio 12 million population low-hanging fruit. I mean, these are big states that passed all in the last year. Ohio just started January 1st operating. Massachusetts went live with retail at the end of January, and it's going to start online probably mid-March. So I think those are significant states to bring to the fold. There's still some other big states out there. Missouri is looking to pass this year likely. So I think, while I think it's the big states still are going to be difficult, there'll be a lot of negotiation to get there, but I think there's still a lot more work to do, and a lot of progress will be seen in 2023.
So there's the issue of iGaming, isn't there? Because currently only 6 states permit it, of which only 3 have markets that are fully open to competition. There's been a lot of talk about others following in 2023, but has there been a decisive movement among the state legislators since lawmakers convened from January?
Okay, so it's funny you ask me that, because I think that's the question I get from literally everybody I talk to at ICE.
I'm glad that we're falling into the in line.
Eric, tell me, when's iGaming coming? When's iGaming coming? And I think, you know, you see this past Friday, legislation got introduced in New York for iGaming, iPoker. There's been talk of Indiana coming. That may or may not happen. I think it's going to be difficult, but certainly it's on the forefront of everyone's mind. I certainly think it's going to be a lot more of a negotiation and a difficult path, but you look at states like Michigan, you look at a state like Connecticut, very small state, but has all verticals, and they're thriving because of the iGaming vertical. And I think other states are going to see that when they become a little more in need of additional revenue. I think that'll be certainly, iGaming is going to be a path that they look at.
And while it might be an offshoot of sports betting, what role do you see esports playing in the US in 2023?
I think esports is going to see passage in the sense of states are going to allow betting on certain esports events. But there is also beginning the discussions around esports specific legislation. I think that'll be a big part of 2023. I don't know that we'll see many states have actual legislation, but the discussions are going to start around how do we legislate this, how do we deal with this moving forward, and at Odds On we play a significant role in that. We have membership in the Esports Trade Association to have that discussion on regulation.
And is that going to become as crucial a sport as the major leagues for sports books?
I think, I don't believe it'll be as crucial, but certainly there's a piece of population that is so ingrained in esports, passionate about esports, and esports betting can be another big vertical for that specific group of folks.
And what kind of advances in regulation do we need to get there, do you think?
I think you need to see either regulators that are willing to go out on a limb and be the first to properly regulate esports. Some may decide to pass the buck and say we want to see legislation first and then we'll regulate. So I think, again, 2023, I don't know that we'll have a big explosion, but we'll start, people are talking about it, regulators are talking about it, legislators are talking about it.
And finally, we're now at a new year. What's the feeling across the pond? Are you optimistic about the year ahead?
I'm very optimistic. As I said, I think there's big states, there's big negotiations to happen this year. Obviously, I think you're seeing a lot of tightening of the belts across operators, across suppliers. You're seeing mergers, you're seeing some folks in 2022 who ended up closing shop. So there is some pessimism, but I think where Odds On is very well positioned is people are looking to streamline their operations. Where can they save money? And I think the technological solutions we bring from a compliance perspective is what people are looking for. So I think there's optimism from that RegTech B2B part of the space. And I think the operators are looking to welcome that as well, so that they can be in a better position managing their increased headcounts and increased spend on a state-by-state basis.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time, Eric. We hope you have a fantastic show.
Absolutely. Thanks for your time.
Enjoy. So, up next, we go live to the esports arena, where Mario Ovkarov, the CEO of the Odds Group, will be interviewed by Andy live from the show floor. Stay tuned.